Sarvesham paro dharmo yato bhakti rabhokchade. Ahai tuti apratiyata yatma suprasidati. That is only going to give good to all the people. I want to, it is like bees collecting the honey from flowers. The 15th verse, 5th chapter, 3rd canto, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Vidura's talk with Maitreya is going on. In the Bhagavatam, we have different conversations. Now, but all the conversations are transcendental conversations. Now, what is this conversation? This conversation is between Vidura Maitreya. And this is also transcendental conversation. So that is how here I want to know the essence of all the topics. Like the bees collect the honey. Now flowers have many things, but the bees only take the honey part, the sweet part. In the same way, I want to know the essence of everything that is a topic of Krishna. And they are all superhuman transcendental activities. Sa Vishwa Janma Sthiti Samyamarthe Krutavataraha Pagrihitah Shakti Chakara Karmani Ati Purushani Yanishwara Kirtaya Tani Mahyam. So kindly chant all those superhuman transcendental activities. Vishwa, that means Janma, Sthiti. So Lord has created this universe, maintaining the universe, and with a view to perfect control. Krita, for that he has accepted incarnations. We have completed this also. We have completed this. He has accepted incarnations, and everything is with full potency. And all his activities, karmani, are transcendental. Ati purushani, that means they are superhuman, they are transcendental. So read this verse, 16th verse, read. Aruna. Unmute.
Hare Krishna. Text 16. Sa Vishwa Janma Sthiti. Unmute. I have unmuted, Mataji.
Yes.
Not able to hear.
No, you hear. Read.
Vishwa Janma Sthiti Samyamarthe Kritavatara Prahuti Shakti Chakara Karmanyati Purushani Yaneshwara Kirtaya Tani Mahyam. Translation. Kindly chant all those superhuman transcendental activities of the Supreme Controller, the Personality of Godhead, who accepted incarnations fully equipped with all potency for the full manifestation and maintenance of the cosmic creation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Vidura was undoubtedly very eager to hear about Lord Krishna in particular because he was overwhelmed but he was overwhelmed because Lord Krishna had just passed away from the visible world. He therefore wanted to hear about him in his Purusha incarnations, which he manifests with full potencies for the creation and maintenance of the cosmic world. The activities of the Purusha incarnations are but an extension of the activities of the Lord. This hint was given by Vidura to Maitreya because Maitreya could not decide which part of the activities of the Lord Krishna, which part of the activities of Lord Krishna should be chanted. Hare Krishna.
17th verse. Shishikovacha. Saivam Bhagavan Prishtah Shakra Kaurashavo Munihi Pumsam Nishresarthena Tamaha Bahumanayan. Sukadeva Goswami says, Saha, he, Evam, thus, Bhagavan, the great sage, Krishna, being requested, Shatraha, by Vidura, Shauravaha, Kausharava, Maitreya, Kausharava, nice name, Kausharava, Maitreya, Muni, the great sage, Pumsam, for all the people, Nishreyasa, for the greatest welfare, Arthena, for that, Tam, unto him. Aha, narrated Bahu greatly, Malayan honoring. So Sukadeva Goswami says, the great sage Maitreya Muni, after honoring Vidura very greatly, began to speak at Vidura's request. Even Arjuna, what he said, Yashve Yasyat Nishchitam Bruhitam. Tell me that which is beneficial for everyone. Same question is asked by Vidura. What is the thing which is going to benefit everyone? He gives answer also. At least Arjuna did not give the answer. He says it is only Lord's topic which is going to give benefit to everyone. So I want to hear that topic. And again, I want to hear. I have heard many times, but again, I want to hear. I'm not satisfied. So for the welfare of everyone, Vidura is going to speak. Aruna, continue.
Text 17. Sri Shuka Uvacha Sa evan Bhagavan Vrishta Yatra Kausharavo Munihi Pumsam Nishreyasarthena Tamaha Bahumanayan. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami said, the great sage Maitreya Muni, after honoring Vidura very greatly, began to speak at Vidura's request for the greatest welfare of the people. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya Muni is described here as Bhagavan because he surpassed all ordinary human beings in learning and experience. Thus, his selection of the greatest welfare service for the world is considered authoritative. The all-inclusive welfare service for the entire human society is devotional service to the Lord, and as requested by Vidura, the sage described the same very appropriately. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavatam speaks about it. Savai pumsam paro dharma. Yato bhakti radokshajaya haikatiya pratiyata yatma suprasidati. That is the only thing which is going to benefit everyone. Maitri uvacha sadhu prushtam tvayo sadho lokan sadhvanu granata. Kirti vitanvata loke atmano dhukshajatmanah. Maitreya says, sadhu, all good. Prushtam, I am asked. So wonderful question you have asked. Tvaya, by you. Sadhu, oh good one. Sadhu. I see both the things like Sadhu will speak sadhu. That means sadhu will speak what is good for everyone. So you have asked a beautiful question, and that is going to benefit everyone. That is what is said. And you have inquired of the greatest of all the goodness, and thus you have shown mercy. Lokan Lokan, for all the people, you have shown anugrahataha. Anugrahata means you have shown mercy for everyone. And kirtim, that is glorious, vitamavata, vitanvata means broadcasting in the world, atmanha of the self, adhukshaja, the transcendence atmanaha mind. So you have shown mercy both to the world and to me also, because your mind is always absorbed in the thoughts of the Lord. And you just want to broadcast the glories of the Lord. Tavakathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhireditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhumi Gurantite Burida Janaha. So they are all Burida Janaha. They are the ones who are giving good to everyone. And they are giving the highest benefit. So you are a sadhu. So what is the nature of the sadhu? Sadhu means one who is interested in broadcasting the message of everyone. And that is not only good for everyone, but it is good for, for me also. Because Maitreya says, I get an opportunity to speak about Lord. That is what in the second canto also you see. The first canto, the first verse. Sutuvacha. What is that first verse? Let's see. Where Sutta Goswami says, what a beautiful question you have asked. And that is not only good for everyone, it is good for me also. Sutta Iti samprashna samvrishto vipranam romaharshini. Prati puja vachastesham pravaktum upachakrame. In this way, even when all the sages of Naimisharanya, they asked question to Sutta Goswami. Sutta Goswami said, he thanked because more the question, the more the topic extends. Hmm? More the topic extends. That is why it is beneficial for everyone. So he says he is thanking uh, Vidura for it. So let us see what Maitri Rishi answers. Vrinda Mataji, read this.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Maitreya Uvacha Sadhu Prishtam Tavaya Sadhu Lokan Sadva Anugrahnata Kirtim Vitanvata Loke Atmano Adhokshajatmanaha. Translation. Sri Maitreya said, O Vidur, all glory unto you. You have inquired from me of the greatest of all goodness, and thus you have shown your mercy both to the world and to me, because your mind is always absorbed in thoughts of the transcendence. Purport. Maitreya Muni, who was experienced in the science of transcendence, could understand that Vidura's mind was fully absorbed in transcendence. Adhokshaja means that which transcends the limits of sense perception or sensuous experience. The Lord is transcendental to our sense experience, but he reveals himself to the sincere devotee. Because Vidur was always absorbed in thought of the Lord, Maitreya could estimate Vidura's transcendental value. He appreciated the valuable inquiries of Vidura and thus thanked him with great honor. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Let's see further what is the time.
Nektah
Nay, नैतच्चित्रं त्वयि क्षत्त बादरायण वीर्यजे गृहीतो नन्यभावेन यत्त्वया हरिरीश्वरः न never एतत् with such importance चित्रं very wonderful त्वयि you क्षत्तः O Vidura O Vyasadeva वीर्यजे born from the semen गृहीतः accepted ananya bhavena without deviation from the thought. Yet because Swaya by you Hari because Ishvara the Lord. So Vidura, it is not at all wonderful that you have so accepted the Lord without deviation of thought, for you were born from the semen of Vyasadeva. So he is glorifying Vidura. Vidura is born from the semen of Vyasadeva to a maid servant. So maid servant's son, but a great devotee. Ambika and Ambalika, they were afraid of Vyasadeva. But one closed the eyes and one was in fear. That was Dhritarashtra and Pandu was born. On the contrary, his maidservant was attracted to Vyasadeva. That is a wonderful devotee. So he is not an ordinary person. He is born from the semen of Vyasadeva. So it is not so wonderful. It is natural. Something is wonderful means something which is like unnatural. So you are expressing your wonder. But this is natural because you are born from a great devotee. And who is Vyasa? Not only devotee, is literally incarnation of Krishna himself. Like the devotee, the children born in a devotee's family, they are bound to be a devotee. It's not so wonderful in it. It is going to happen because whole day what they are hearing about Krishna only. It is not so wonderful. But in a demonic family, there is a devotee born, that is Prahlada. That is wonderful. That is why whole seventh canto is Prahlada Charitam, where father says, don't chant, and the child is chanting. And in the devotee's house, anyhow, mothers chant, fathers chant, children are bound to chant. So it's not so wonderful. It is natural. Okay. So we'll read.
Mataji, Bade Prabhu, please mute the phone. No?
Bade Prabhu, please mute the phone. Okay. Raksha, read.
Hare Krishna. Sloka
Gautam,
19.
Gautam, please mute Bade Prabhu's phone or make me co-host.
नेतचित्रं त्वयि क्षत्त बादरायण वीर्यजे गृहीतो अन्यभावेन Yatvaya Haririshwarah. Translation: O Vidur, it is not at all wonderful that you have accepted the Lord without deviation of thought, for you were born from the semen of Vyasadeva. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. The value of great percentage and noble birth is elevated here in the connection with the birth of Vidura. The culture of a human being begins when the father invests his semen in the womb of the mother. According to this, according to his status of birth, a living entity is placed in a particular father's semen. And because Vidur was not an ordinary living entity, he was given the chance to be born from the semen of Vyasadeva. The birth of a human being is a great sign, and therefore, reformation of the act of impregnation according to the Vedic ritual called Garbhodhan Sanskara is very important for generating good population. The problem is not to check the growth of the population, but to generate good population on the level of Vidura, Vyasa and Maitreya. There is no need to check the growth of population if the children are born as human beings with all precautions regarding their birth. So-called birth control is not only vicious but also useless. Hare Krishna.
मांडव्य शापात् भगवान् प्रजा संयमनो यमः भ्रातृक्षेत्रे भुजिष्यायां जातः सत्यावती सुतात् Mandavya, the great Rishi Mandavya Muni, Shapat by his curse, Bhagavan, the greatly powerful, Praja, one who is born, Samyamana, controller of death, Yamaha, known as Yamaraj, Bhratu, of the brother, Kshetra in the wife, Bhujishyayam, kept Jata, born, Satyavati, the mother of both Vichitravirya and Vyasdeva, Sutat by the son Vyasdeva. I know you are now Vidura due to the cursing of Mandavya Muni, and that formerly you were King Yamaraj, the great controller of living entities after the death. You were begotten by the son of Satyavati, Vyasdeva, in the kept wife of his brother, maidservant. So Mandavya Muni, about Mandavya Muni, is given in the Bhagavatam 1.13.1. So one of you open that 1.13.1 and try to read. There is open. 1.13.
The translation, Mataji, I've opened it.
Yeah. Right. So
Shri,
1.13.1. In that Mandavya Muni has been given about Mandavya Muni. So
the
let us see.
translation doesn't direct.
Yeah, it is given. Vidura, one of the prominent figures in the history of Mahabharata, he was conceived by Vyasadeva in the womb of maid servant Ambika,
Yeah.
mother of the maid servant of Ambika, mother of Maharaj Pandu. So she was maid servant of Ambika. He is the incarnation of Yamaraj, being cursed by Manduka Muni. He has become a Shudra. The story is narrated as follows. Once upon a time, the state police caught some thieves who had concealed themselves in the hermitage of Manduka Muni. The police constables, as usual, arrested all the thieves and Manduka Muni along with them. The magistrate specifically punished the Muni to death by being pierced with a lance. When he was just to be pierced, the news reached the king, and he at once stopped the act. And consideration of his being a great Muni, the king personally begged the Muni's pardon for the mistake of his men. The saint at once went to Yamaraj to prescribe the destination of the living entities. Yamaraj, being questioned by the Muni, replied that the Muni in his childhood pierced an ant with a sharpened straw, and for that reason he was put into difficulty. Muni thought it unwise on the part of Yamaraj that he was punished for his childish innocence, and thus the Muni cursed Yamaraj to become a Shudra And this Shudra incarnation of Yamaraj is Vidura, the Shudra brother of Rashtra and Maharaj Pandu. But this Shudra, son of Kuru dynasty, was equally treated by Bhishma Deva, along with his other nephews. And in due course, Vidura was married with a girl who was also born in the womb of a Shudrani by a Brahman. Although Vidura did not inherit the property of his father, the brother of Bhishma Deva, still he was given sufficient state property by the Dhritarashtra, the elder brother of Vidura. Vidura was very much attached to his elder brother, and all along he tried to guide him on the right path. During the fratricidal war of Kurukshetra, Vidura repeatedly implored his elder brother to do justice to the sons of Pandu, but Duryodhana did not like such interference by his uncle, and thus he practically insulted Vidura. This resulted in Vidura's leaving home for pilgrimage and taking instructions from Maitreya. So that is given. So he was formerly Manduka Muni cursed. That is the story goes on. Manduka Muni cursed. Well, for the childish game, what he played in the childhood. The childish game is given so much of big punishment. Okay. Now read.
Yes. I'll read the next one, the 21st. Bhavan Bhagavato Nityam.
20th.
Okay.
We have not read, na?
20.
Yes, we
20.
just went directly to 131. Yes. Just माण्डव्यशापात् भगवान् प्रजा संयमनो यमः भ्रतुक्षेत्रे भुजिष्यायां जातः सत्यवती सुतात्. I know that you are now Vidur due to the cursing of Mandavya Muni, and that formerly you were King Yamaraj, the great controller of living entities after the death. You were begotten by the son of Satyavati, Vyasadev, in the kept wife of his brother. Purport: Mandavya Muni was a great sage, cited from Bhagavatam 1.13.1, and Vidur was formerly the controller Yamaraj, who takes charge of the living entities after death. Birth, maintenance, and death are three conditional states of the living entities who are within the material world. As the appointed controller after death, Yamaraj once tried Mandavya Muni for his childhood profligacy and ordered him to be pierced with a lance. Mandavya, being angry at Yamaraj for awarding him undue punishment, cursed him to become a Shudra, member of the less intelligent laborer class. Thus Yamaraj took birth in the womb of the kept wife of Vichitravir, from the semen of Vichitravir's brother, Vyasadev. Vyasadev is the son of Satyavati by the great sage Parashar, and Vichitravir is the son of the same Satyavati by the great king Shantanu, the father of Bhishmadev. This mysterious history of Vidur was known to Maitreya Muni because he happened to be a contemporary friend of Vyasadev's. In spite of Vidur's birth from the womb of a kept wife, because he had otherwise high parentage and great connection, he inherited the highest talent of becoming a great devotee of the Lord. To take birth in such a great family is understood to be an advantage for attaining devotional life. Vidur was given this chance due to his previous greatness. Hare Krishna Mataji.
भगवान् भगवतो नित्यं सम्मत्तः सानुगस्यः यस्य ज्ञानोपदेशाय मादिशत् भगवान् वृजन्. Bhavan, your good self, Bhagavataha, of the personality of God, Nityam, eternal, Sammataha, recognize the Anugasya, one of the associates, have been Yasya, of whom Jnana, knowledge, Upadeshya, for instructing, Man to me, Adishat, so ordered Bhagavan, the personality of God, at Brajan, by returning to his abode. So, your good self is one of the eternal associates of the Supreme Person, Supreme Personality of God. For whose sake the Lord, while going back in his abode, left instructions with me. So you are not ordinary. You are, Vaibhav is saying, you are an associate. Yes, Yamaraj is one of the Mahajanas, 12 Mahajanas. So for you, Lord has left instructions with me. So you are a great person. In this way, just see, even a person who is asked a question, he is glorified. Okay,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Text 21. Bhavan Bhagavato Nityam Sammatha Sanukasyaha Yasya Jnanopadeshaya Madishat Bhagavan Rajan. Translation. Your good self is one of the eternal associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for whose sake the Lord, while going back to his abode, left instructions with me. Purport. Yamraja, the great controller of life after death, decides the living entities' destinies in their next lives. He is surely among the most confidential representatives of the Lord. Such confidential posts are offered to great devotees of the Lord who are as good as his eternal associates in the spiritual sky. And because Vidura happened to be among them, the Lord, while returning to Vaikuntha, left instructions for Vidura with Maitreya Muni. Generally, the eternal associates of the Lord in the spiritual sky do not come to the material world. Sometimes they come, however, by the order of the Lord, not to hold any administrative post, but to associate with the Lord in person or to propagate the message of God in human society. Such empowered representatives are called Shakta-Avesha Avtaras or incarnations invested with transcendental power of attorney. Hare Krishna.
So he is not only a devotee having Yamaraj post, but he is an eternal associate. There is very clearly mentioned by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that he is an eternal associate of Lord. He is not only a devotee having Yamaraj post. This is also very clear. Means he is eternal associate. Yamaraj post is of this material world. So that is why they come to associate with Lord. अथ ते भगवान् लीला योगमायोरुबृंहितः विश्वस्थिति उभवान्तार्थ वर्णयाम्यनु पूर्वशः. अथ therefore say unto you Bhagavad pertaining to the personality of God, Leela past tense, Yogama energy of the Uru greatly, Brahmitaha extended by Vishwa of the cosmic world, Sthiti maintenance, Udbhava creation, Anta dissolution, Artha purpose, Varnayami I shall describe Anupurvashaha systematically. I shall therefore describe to you the past tense by which the personality of God extends his transcendental potency for the creation, maintenance, dissolution of the cosmic world as they occur one after. The omnipotent Lord, by his different energies, can perform anything and everything he likes. The creation of the cosmic world is done by the Yogamaya energy. भगवानेक आसेदम् अग्रह आत्मात्मनां विभुः आत्मेच्छानुगतावात्मा नानामत्युपलक्षणः. Bhagavan, personality of God, Eka, one without a second. Asa was there. Idam, this creation, Agre, prior to the creation, Atma, in his own form. Atmanam, of the living entities, Vibhu, master, Atma, self, Ichha, desire, Anugatam, being merged in Atma, self, Nanamati, different vision, Upalakshanaha, symptoms. So the personality of God is the master of all living entities, existed prior to the creation as one without a second. It is by his will only that creation is made possible and again everything merges in him. This supreme self is symptomized by different names. So Lord has multifarious names, Nana, Nama. So many names Lord has. At the same time, it is his will. Why Lord has created this universe? It is his will. He is an enjoyer. At the same time, it is his compassion also. It is his will also, it is his compassion also. So everything merges in him only again. When he wants, he creates, and thus he maintains. And when he wants, he merges. merges the whole universe in him. Okay. Aham evasam evakre. The 4 verses. That is how Chaturshloki Bhagavatam runs about. Where aham evasam evakre, from there it starts. It is me who has created everything. Because this third canto speaks about Sarga, creation. So that is how here see the more emphasis is given on creation. Because one should know the opulence of Krishna. Creating something is not so easy. So if one knows the opulence of Lord, then sweetness can be relished. Like you enter somebody's house and that person is wiping the fan and you don't know that he was the managing director of a company. You thought that he is a servant of the house, a blacky personality, wearing some half chaddi and wiping the fan. So you may think that he is a servant of the house. But the moment you see him climbing a Mercedes car, and then you are asking, who is he? Oh, he is the managing director of the company. Then you appreciate the sweet activities. The sweetness of a person can be appreciated when the opulence of the person is known. But in Brajabhava, that is exactly opposite. They don't want to know the opulence, even if Krishna wants to show the opulence. Many times Krishna shows the opulence, opening the mouth, showing the opulence. They don't want to know the opulence because they are filled with pure love. But conditioned souls, they should know the opulence of Lord to appreciate the sweetness of it. So that is why here Sarga has been started. Not that his dealings with the pure devotees. The topic is not being given. Yes, dealings with the pure devotees who are having jnana yukta bhakti, that they are also pure devotees, but not kaivalya bhava. Kaivalya bhava is they don't know anything, but only Krishna. They don't want to know also. That is Vraja. There is kaivalya bhava. Okay. So both the verses. Gyandi Prabhu, are you free? Or Aruna, you read?
Hare Krishna Mate, not yet reached hope, sir.
Aruna, read.
Text 22. Atate Bhagavallila Yogamayoro Vishwastityudbhavantartha Varnayamyanupurvashah. Translation. I shall therefore describe to you the pastimes by which the personality of Godhead extends his transcendental potency for the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic world as they occur one after another. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The omnipotent Lord, by his different energies, can perform anything and everything he likes. The creation of the cosmic world is done by his Yogamaya energy. Text 23. Bhavaneka asedamagra atma manam vibhuhu atmechhanugatavatma nanamatyupalakshanah. Translation. The personality of Godhead, the master of all living entities, existed prior to the creation as one without a second. It is by his will only that creation is made possible, and again everything merges in him. The Supreme Self is symptomized by different names. Purport. The great sage here begins to explain the purpose of the 4 original verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Although they have no access to the Srimad Bhagavatam, the followers of the Mayavad impersonalists school sometimes screw out an imaginary explanation of the original 4 verses, but we must accept the actual explanation given herein by Maitreya Muni, because he, along with Uddhava, personally heard it directly from the Lord. The first line of the original 4 verses runs Aham evasam evagre. The word Aham is misinterpreted by the Mayavada school into meanings which no one but the interpreter can understand. Here, Aham is explained as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not the individual living entities. Before the creation, there was only the personality of Godhead. there was no Purusha incarnations and certainly no living entity, nor was there the material energy by which the manifested creation is effected. The Purusha incarnations and all the different energies of the Supreme Lord were merged in Him only. The personality of Godhead is described herein as the master of all living entities. He is like the sun disk, and the living entities are like the molecules of the sun's rays. The existence of the Lord before the creation is confirmed by the Shrutis. Vasudevo va idam agra asit na brahmana na cha shankarah eko vai narayana asin na brahma nesha neshanah, because everything that be is an emanation from the personality of Godhead. He always exists alone without a second. He can so exist because he is all perfect and omnipotent. Everything other than him, including his planetary expansions, the Vishnu Tattvas, in his part and parcel, is his part and parcel. Before the creation, there were no Karanavashai or Garbhodakshai or Shirodakshai Vishnus, or was there Brahma nor Shankara. The Vishnu plenary expansion and the living entities beginning from Brahma are separated part and parcels. Although the spiritual existence was there with the Lord, the material existence was dormant in him. By his will only is the material manifestation done and undone. The diversity of the Vaikuntha Loka is one with the Lord, just as the diversity of soldiers is one with the same as the king. As explained in Bhagavad Gita 9.7, the material creations takes place at intervals by the will of the Lord, and in the periods between dissolution and creation, the living entities and the material energy remain dormant in him. Hare Krishna.
So aham evasam evagre, from there the shloka starts. Can you hear me? Hari Bol.
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you.
Yeah. So it is in the second canto, 9th chapter. I'm just opening those verses. Just open the verses.
33 onwards. 33 onwards, Mataji.
Yeah, 33 onwards. 4 verses. The translation of which has been given very nicely by the devotees, devotee translations. But Mayavadis also they translate, but aham is not translated properly. Aham means Krishna says I. Aham evasam evagre nanyad asad asad param. Paschad aham yad etacha yo avashishyeta. So asmi aham. So I am only the person who has created everything. And is existing before creation when there was nothing. That means no Purusha avatara, no Kala avataras. It is Lord who is existing. There is no material nature, there is no cause of this creation, nothing. So Lord says, even after annihilation also, I am only going to remain. So Rute Rutam Yat Pratiyeta, Na Pratiyeta Chatmani, Tad Vidyat Atmano Mayam, Yatha Bhaso Yatha Tamaha. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. No, it is my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. So seeing something separate from Krishna, that is Maya. Yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu cheshvanu pravishtani apravishtani tatha teshu na teshvaham. So Brahma, please know that the universal elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created, at the same time I am outside. एतावद् एव जिज्ञास्यां तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वव्यतिरेकाभ्यां यत् स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा. A person who is searching after the Supreme Lord most certainly search up to for it up to this, in all circumstances, in all space and time, and both directly and indirectly. So these are the 4 important verses. Chaturshloki Bhagavatam 1.2.32 to 32, 33, 34. Okay, next. Sava Esha Tada
Mataji, it is 33 onwards.
Oh, yeah.
33, 34, 35, 36.
Sava Esha Tada Drashta Na Pashyad Drishyamekara Mene Santam Ivatmanam Supta Shakti Asuptadru Saha, the personality of God. Wow, either Esha, all these, Tada at that time, Drishta, the seer, no, did not, Apashyat, see, Drishyam, the cosmic creation, Ekara, undisputed proprietor, mean a thought like this, Asandam, non-existent, Eva, like that, Atmanam, paradox, manifestation, Supta, unmanifested Shakti, material energy, Asupta, manifested through internal potency. Translation goes, the Lord, the undisputed proprietor of everything. It is the word undisputed. Ekarat. Ekarat means there is no second. He is the only one. It is not that you're fighting for a place, for a temple, then ISKCON Bangalore or ISKCON Mumbai. Such type of dispute is not there. He is Ekarat. There's the dispute in Krishna consciousness also. But Lord is undisputed. He is the undisputed proprietor of everything. When we forget this, then we start having disputes. Where the disputes come? When we forget. Ishavasavidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Tena tektena bunjita magrada kasya siddhanam. Everybody has got a share. We should allow others to have their share. If we try to become the controller, the dispute starts. Everybody has got a share, and Lord belongs to everyone. And everything belongs to Lord. Lord belongs to everybody. At the same time, everything belongs to Lord. Tena tyaktena bhunjita. When that particular share has been given to someone, let them have it. If we dispute, have to fight for it, we will suffer. So in this way, Drishta the seer, no did not, Apashyat see, Drishyam, the cosmic creation, Ekara, undisputed proprietor. Many thought like this, Asantam, non-existent, even like that, Atmanam, plurally manifestations, Supta, unmanifested, Shakti, material energy, Asuptaha, manifested, Drik, internal potency. The Lord, the undisputed proprietor of everything, was the only seer. The cosmic manifestation was not present at that time. And thus he felt imperfect without his plenary and separated parts and parcels. The material energy was dormant, whereas the internal potency was manifested. He felt imperfect, but he is not imperfect. He felt that his plenary expansions, ete chamsakala pumsaha, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, he is the only person. Amshaha kala avtaras. So he thinks, hey, what I'm going to do alone? And everybody manifests. Sometimes you're bored alone. What will you do alone? You want people around you. So this nature from where we got? We got from Krishna. So even Krishna feels bored. So he wants everybody to be around. That's in the same. Then what he does is Amshaha Kala Avataras, Amsha Avataras, Amshas, in this way. So material energy that time was dormant, and whereas the internal potency was manifested, a dormant condition. Then afterwards, everything emanated. Okay. So here, Maitreya is explaining from the beginning. He is the proprietor. What happened? He's feeling bored. So that is why all the Kalavataras and all came. That means Lord does not do any work. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate. He does not do any work. If he wants the work to be done, that is for his enjoyment, then immediately he starts expanding. That is only the work he does. What is that? He expands. His first incarnation is Balaram, and asks Balaram to do all the work. We'll read. Bindu, you read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 24. Sava esha tada drishta na pashyadrishyam ekarat mene santam ivatmanam supta shaktir asupta drik. Translation. The Lord, the undisputed proprietor of everything, was the only seer. The cosmic manifestation was not present at that time, and thus he felt imperfect without his plenary and separated parts and parcels. The material energy was dormant, whereas the internal potency was manifested. Purport. The Lord is the supreme seer because only by his glance did the material energy become active for cosmic manifestation. At that time, the seer was there, but the external energy over which the glance of the Lord is cast was not present. He felt somewhat insufficient, like a husband being lonely in the absence of his wife. This is a poetic simile. The Lord wanted to create the cosmic manifestation to give another chance to the conditioned souls who were dormant in forgetfulness. The cosmic manifestation gives the conditioned souls a chance to go back home, back to Godhead, and that is its main purpose. The Lord is so kind that in the absence of such a manifestation, he feels something wanting, and thus the creation takes place. Although the creation of the internal potency was manifested, the other potency appeared to be sleeping, and the Lord wanted to awaken her to activity, just as a husband wants to awaken his wife from the sleeping state for enjoyment. It is the compassion of the Lord for the sleeping energy that he wants to see her awaken for enjoyment, like the other wives who are awake. The whole process is to enliven the sleeping conditioned souls to real life of spiritual consciousness so that they may thus become as perfect as the ever liberated souls in the Vaikuntha Lokas. Since the Lord is Satchit Ananda Vigraha, he lights every part and parcel of his different potencies to take part in the blissful rasa because participation with the Lord in his eternal Ras Leela is the highest living condition, perfect in spiritual bliss and eternal knowledge. Hare Krishna Mataji.
सवा एतस्य द्रष्टुः शक्ति सद् असदात्मिका माया नाम महाभागा येदं निर्ममे विभुः सवा एतस्य संद्रष्टुः Sa, that external energy, Va is either Etasya of the Lord, Samdrashtuhu of the perfect seer, Shakti energy, Sadasat Atmika, as both the cause and effect, Maya Nama, call the name Maya, Mahabhaga, O fortunate one, Eya, by which Idam, this material world, Nirmame, constructed Vibhu, the Almighty. So Lord is a seer, and the external energy, which is seen, works as both cause and effect in the cosmic manifestation. So external energy is the cause, Pradhan is the cause. At the same time, effect is also the external energy. And Lord is a seer. So, oh great, fortunate Vidura, this external energy is known as Maya or illusion, and through her agency, only the entire material manifestation is made possible. It's Lord who empowers the external energy, and in this way, the whole material manifestation happens. And Krishna is Adhyaksha for this Maya, Maya Adhikshena Prakriti. Suyate Sarajana, Vedananena Kunte Jagada Parivartate. Vrindanila Mataji read.
साव एतस्य संद्रष्टुः शक्तिः सत् असत् आत्मिका माया नाम महाभाग ययेदं निर्ममे विभुः. The Lord is the seer, and the external energy which is seen works as both cause and effect in the cosmic manifestation. O greatly fortunate Vidu, this external energy is known as Maya or illusion, and through her agency only is the entire material manifestation made possible. Purport: the material nature, known as Maya, is both the material and efficient cause of the cosmos. But in the background, the Lord is the consciousness for all living entities. As in the individual body, the consciousness is the source of all energies of the body. So the supreme consciousness of the Lord is the source of all energies in material nature. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.10 as follows. Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate sa characharam hetunanena kanteya jagat valsate. Throughout all the energies of the material nature, there's the hand of the Supreme Lord as the final superintendent. Due to this supreme cause only, the activities of material nature appear planned and systematic, and all things regularly evolve. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
She wants to sit here. She wants to look at all of you. And you want to chant some verses? Any verse to tell from Bhagavatam? Which verse you know?
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narotam.
It was simple verse, no?
Satyam tato jayamudire sunavata
Nigama kalpataru.
Nigamakalpatara Saritam Param Sukhamukadamritam Navasamridam Pivata Bhagavatam Yasamadayam Muharaho Rasika Bhuvauka.
Very good. Get up. When I take class, she takes.
Very
Very good.
nice, beta. Hari bol.
Any questions? We'll stop here.
Mataji, may I ask?
Yeah.
Mataji, in
Mataji,
the...
I have one doubt.
Sorry.
Mataji, regarding this birth, Hare Krishna, regarding this birth of Vidura, now why the mother's caste is considered here? Okay, even in Prahlad's case, he is a Rakshas, so his father's caste was considered. Now, why here the mother's caste?
Yeah. Because mother's nature, son gets.
But in many cases, it is a father's thing is considered. No, so why in this
Father's thing
special
is
case,
considered, but
mother?
here, why mother's is also considered? Because mother's nature goes to the children. Mother's nature also goes. That is why
Okay.
mother. Technically told that mother is a Shudra. Even his wife also see, father is Brahman. Girl can go to the higher caste. But then again, girl's nature also goes to the child. Na? But still he is a devotee. That means though born in a Shudra, but still he is a devotee. That has been emphasized here.
Okay. Okay.
And generally it is said, son gets mother's quality, father gets, girl gets father's
Daughter
quality.
gets father's quality.
Mataji, even Kayadu is also devotee of Lord, na Mataji?
Yadu is a devotee. But then again, the caste is not spoken. Hiranyakashipu, all this caste, but they are all Vedic followers, Brahmanas. See, demonic nature is different, caste is different. Understand it nicely. A Brahmana can also be a devotee if he is not surrendered, if he is not accepting. Now, Ravana was the principal Brahmana. He is expert in this, in his Vedas. Now, about Hiranyakashipu has not been spoken that he was a Brahmana or a Kshatriya, whatever. All upper caste will be. They means belong to upper caste. But they were not accepting Lord, that is why they are there. And though Indrani So Vidurani, again Vidur's wife, Vidurani, is a great devotee. Lord ate Chilka for her. She is born from a Shudra mother. Doesn't matter. But Vidurani has come, no? That she was so motherly to Krishna, Vatsalya. She was executing the duty and Krishna is eating all the chilkas.
Mataji, I also have one question. Mataji, in the last verse that we read, 25th verse, here Sad Asad Atmika. Here it is in the translation, the meaning is given as both the cause and the effect. The meaning of the word Mataji. But Sat Asat generally we don't understand in that sense.
Sad Asat actually refers to, if you see, internal external potency. It refers to internal external potency. Sat Asat, na? But here what is being given? Cause effect. The cause and the effect. The cause is permanent. Prakriti is permanent. Asat, manifestation is temporary. That is why Sat Asat. You see, five aspects, five subject matters of Bhagavad Gita, in which God, Prakriti, Kala, Jiva, they are eternal. But what is temporary? That is karma. So, asad comes in the manifestation, where karma is involved. According to different types of karma, different types of manifestation comes. That is why cause is sat and asat is the effect. Sadasat.
Then why Atmika is not referred, Masaji? Like
Where?
here,
Where?
25th verse, Mataji, in the synonyms.
Yeah. Sadasat Atmika.
So Atmika would generally mean or refer to mind, right, Mataji?
Sadasat Atmika. Here Atmika, see, Atma refers to mind also, body also. Even activity also sometimes is referred. Sadasat. Atmika. Atmika here refers to his own actions. Krishna's own actions, Atmika. Atmika Bhava, Atmika. Both cause and effect. He is a seer. And the Shakti has been referred, external energy has been referred to Atmika. The external energy, here, the external energy which is temporary. But the original is what? Original is Mahat Tattva. Now, but Mahat Tattva is going to come in the further verses. So, Mahat Tattva is not temporary. It is there. Mahat Tattva is there. Krishna glances now. Atmika Bhava. Energy, Atmika, energy. His own. Atmika. His own. When you say Atmika means what? His own. Sad is also his own. Asad is also his own. He is a seer. He is only watching. He just observes. Even creation is happening because of his glance. He is a seer. So Atmika Bhava, we say Atmika Bhava. That means his own.
Many times, Mataji, the synonyms that are given and the translation, sometimes it appears like there's a gap. Like for me, not in this particular verse, but many places.
Because it is given from the perception of the acharyas. What Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Srila Prabhupada writes accordingly.
Like here, if we see the word samdrashtu, it's translated as of the perfect seer.
Some drashta. Some means what? Some means Lord.
Like, I'm just referring to my imperfect understanding or general understanding.
Some means Lord, no? Some means Lord.
Equal, like generally that's how it is referred to.
Not equal. Sampradaya. Some means Lord, pra means prakrishta rupena, daya means to give. There we get the complete knowledge about Lord, that is sampradaya. Samdrashtaha. Here some refers to perfect. His.
Perfect.
Actually it is his drishti. Etasyaha samdrashta. Because etasyaha is Lord. Again to mention Lord, instead of that perfect has been mentioned. Where we get the perfect understanding about the Lord. Sampradaya. Okay. Stop here.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Again, the class will be there Thursday, not tomorrow. We'll
Yes.
continue the class. Panchakalpata Viveshak
Yes.
in the
The Bodhi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.